agree with that?
Do you, nigga? I'ma do me.
Well, there's a lot of things that shouldn't be safe, but the reality we live in, that's not what it is. So what are you gonna do? Like, there's no ancient
Okay.
society that you can look at because everything we have up until this point, when we talking about like thoughts, right? So that would encompass like psychology, philosophy, sociology, that sort of thing. When we look at how those things have been developed, when you go back to Greece with the Platos and all of them,
Lock
and
nut.
you go to Egypt and you
Lock
talk
nut.
about Ptah and all of that, there's none of it that you can look at. You can't find me none of it that isn't uh religion isn't interspersed into it nowhere. So what are
I
you gonna
agree.
do?
I
You
mean, that's
So,
fair.
so I'm
so,
dealing with
And
nine.
what's the name of the book that you're reading? What's the name of the book you're reading?
Know thyself. Nine
Okay,
months.
and also, are we gonna? I thought we were all gonna plan to read the book and then have some critique about it. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that.
great.
I would love to do
All right, I'm gonna buy my book right now.
awesome.
oh, I didn't know that.
So check it out. So boom.
So chef, what you wound up having to see? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you
All
finish
right,
because I'm gonna change the subject.
boom. So what I'm saying is, as a psychologist, right? I want him to define. I want him to define the African American self, devoid of his religious understanding. You dig
There
what I'm
you go.
saying?
There
I
you
don't
go.
want my psychologist to be defining self under religious jargon. I don't need that. You feel me? I need him to give me a clinical working understanding of self, right? And so I can understand without his religion creeping into it. Does that make sense, Mr. Haskell?
I guess, man. I mean, listen. At that point, then you want something non-African, at least in the traditional sense, because anything African. Remember, he's orienting this thing around Africa in the way that Western society oriented philosophy and law and all of that shit around Greco-Roman ideals with some Persian stuff mixed in, right? So that's basically the model that he's following, right? So there's no way you're gonna do that and not invoke things that are outside the bounds of the five senses, because that's a very, very African thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you want, but I mean, is that the extent of the wildness though? I just want to know if it's something that I can buy really. If that's the wildest shit in there, I'll buy the book. But if he's talking about some Planet Risk and non-ether shit, I'm not buying it. You feel me? That's why I asked you the question. But y'all niggas is tyrants about that non-religious shit. Like, y'all ain't atheists. Y'all are anti-theists.
What you mean by that? The chef ain't even here.
Damn, what the hell happened to Chef? Yeah, because
Yeah.
a atheist, right? Like, you'll hear the question asked, right? People say, the hell is that? You hear people ask a question like when they get into these debates about religion versus atheism, right? And a religious person will ask as a counter to the non-religious person. So like they'll say, "Oh, isn't atheism sort of like a religion?" And the atheist will counter with, "Well, no, because it's just the non-belief in something, right? We don't go out trying to evangelize or trying to impose, our viewpoints and that type of shit." But to me, once you start like taking exception with like a person using the word divine, and now you're venturing into the territory of like it's more affirmative than a real atheist. A real atheist is like you neutral, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I don't believe in that shit, but if you want to believe in it, knock yourself out. You feel me? But they be so like, like, oh, you use the word divine.
I agree with you, Haskell.
Like, nigga. Like, come on, man. It's too much.
And I think the good brother Corey, isn't he anti-theist? Is he on here?
Yeah, he used to call himself that. That's where I got that from.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
You
agree
know?
with you. A lot of atheists atheists do fit more into that category where they just don't not believe. They also have a venomous dislike for people who are believers.
I got one, lady. I thought it was better than what.
So I think, but I don't know if y'all really remembered everything that Chef said, right? Because the heart of the matter, what I was saying is that he could have never intended for his work to be scientifically grounded. And one of the ways that you can see it is because of how he couched his argument. Like you can't tell me that he was looking for scientific grounds of how to describe human behavior while he's trying to use all that spirit and all. There's nothing scientific about that. You can't tell me he was attempting to create something that traditional science had the ability to follow and possibly improve. No, he tried to make some new framework that didn't exist in science. Exactly what he tried. Yeah, I know
Logic,
y'all
are
won't
you
speak to
getting
that, but that's true.
Logic? Are you getting the book?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it so we can talk about it. Or listen to it. I'm gonna try to find an audio book or something.
Hey, let me ask you something, Logic. Let me ask you something, Logic, right? The statement to love is divine, right? I'm reading on AI overview here. It says it reflects a belief that love, particularly unconditional and compassionate love, originates from a higher power or a divine source, right? From a scientific standpoint, take the divine out of it. When a person says they love their child, right? It's something that's completely unquantitative, right? You can't quantify it, you can't measure it. It's not scientific, right? Um, can a psychologist speak about things like love in any of their assessments whatsoever, being that it's non-scientific?
I mean,
You said, can they
what you're
use it in
telling
an
me.
assessment? Be specific. What you mean by that? I'm trying. I mean, I
So
know
let's
that's the
say, for
logic. I'm just
example,
follow the
let's
conversation.
say, for example, right? Let's say I'm a psychologist and I'm assessing let's say a person with attachment or abandonment issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will speak about how the family dynamic, the mother, the parent child relationship. Let's say I use the language of love needs to be fostered early on instead of using like really sterile scientific language like uh the parent child bond or you know what I'm saying? I use the
Mm-hmm.
word love instead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would a person like Logic find that to be unscientific or you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't want that in his psychology.
No, that was poetry. That wasn't scientific evidence. They didn't mention anywhere about, what's happening in your brain or trying to really have a scientific description. They didn't even, based on what you were saying, that's not even an attempt to look at what you're saying scientific. That would just be a person basking in the beauty of the English language and how poetically you can describe the experience. But let's not confuse that with science in any sort. Like, let's not confuse the beautiful words with science. And I don't even know why I feel like I should have had to say that. Because you should know
So
that is not science.
So if a psychologist were to talk about the love between a parent and child, you'd find that problematic.
No, what I'm saying is that a psychiatrist can describe that poetically and
I'm
also
asking,
distinguish that poetic description from a scientific analysis of what's actually going on. Like
so I'm
there's
asking,
as a professional, I'm absolutely going to charge them with the ability to understand the two. They absolutely know when they've
no,
crossed over
I'm
or
asking
overlapped this
because
description. I'm
no,
answering
I'm
your
asking,
question.
though,
I'm
I'm asking a
I'm
question.
saying that that person has the training to know where the
Great, but
scientific
I'm saying,
analysis starts and the
would
beautiful
you
language
find
stops.
use of that sort of language in that setting to be problematic? That's my question.
I mean, as long as they clear it up, as long as they don't frame it as science, then it's not a problem.
No, it's actually against ethics, though. The profession, if you look it up, Haskell, if
Mhm.
you see, that's why actually was it an assessment. If they're making an assessment, that actually goes against the ethics code. Ethics, APA, BPS requires psychologists to use scientifically validated methods when diagnosing or assessing. Personal belief intrusion can bias results. So now I'm
I
gonna
wasn't
take
talking
my
about personal.
scientist hat off. Hold on, I'm gonna take my
I was
scientist
talking
hat
about
off though.
when I was
No,
talking
no, you
about
said to love is divine. To love is divine instead of the love.
yes. The
Now here's the
reason why
thing. I
I'm
don't think
saying
there's a problem. I honestly don't think that there's a problem with it. But I'm just saying psychology does. As it says, a psychologist should not use something like to love is divine in a formal psychological assessment because it's subjective.
asking. I wasn't saying a psychologist should say that particular phrase. I brought up the love is divine thing to tie into the idea of divinity, right? But I'm
Right.
saying, do you have an issue with a psychologist or a psychiatrist using the talking about love in the way that humans do? Meaning, like,
I don't. I wouldn't have a
I
problem
don't
with it for
understand your
me.
question, yo, because
don't have
I
a
just have a
with it for
problem with
me.
him couching it as
yeah,
science.
But I don't
As
know
long
if
as he
they
don't
Yeah, I
couch
ain't
it
gonna
as
lie.
science.
You lost me right there.
No.
Pastor,
Hold
you
on.
lost.
Stay right there. I don't know if you can do it ethically, but I'm saying for me, whatever you gotta, if you tell me that and it helps me, then I don't like as long as you're not doing harm.
so for
I
example,
was saying
if a psychiatrist says that, let's say, person is acting out.
Mars, you gotta mute up, my nigga.
Yeah, if a psychiatrist says a person is acting violent because they grew up with a lack of love, would y'all find that problematic?
Nowhere near as problematic as the divine stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I'm not
again,
qualified to
try to
answer that.
focus. Logic, try to focus here. I already told you to
Come on, yo.
eschew.
Haskell, you
Try
cutting the fuck up today, yo. You tripping.
You said
I ain't
try to
know.
focus.
I'm
Try to
No,
you tripping, yo. Come
no,
on, man. Come on.
What,
We ain't threw a shot
what,
at each other
try
for
to
like
focus.
2 days,
Haskell,
yo. We just
I
come on.
understand what you're saying,
Come on,
Haskell,
Logic.
and
Try to focus on it.
there's a branch of psychology that deals specifically with religious psychology. They do have those, and it's a valid and a sound science. So that would fit more so like in that category. So there's different branches and different models of psychology. I think a lot of people don't realize there's not one way or one theory to do things, but there is a such thing as religious psychology. There's a lot of pastors who may have that have a degree in that, who
So
can
look, y'all.
speak to, who can blend the two, and who can speak to your religious beliefs and how it may be contributing or not to your behavior. So that is a thing.
Okay.
what's that, Chef?
This
Chef showing?
is Naeem Akbar, all right, talking about the self, right? And he's talking about the soul and the spirit. The soul is the core of the self. You dig what I'm saying? I'm saying that I don't want my psychologist defining us in that under that framework, right? Like that might be good for certain circumstances. You dig what I'm saying? But if I'm going to take him as a serious psychologist, he ain't doing a good job of bringing that type of shit to the table.
Right. That's the kind of stuff that say you wasn't serious before you got started, right?
Well,
Yeah.
like I said before, it depends on what branch of psychology you're talking about. So in this strict way that you guys are talking about it, then no, that wouldn't fit unless he was at a church and unless he was specifically framing it in a religious aspect. If that was the case, then
Oh,
yes, it would make sense what he's saying.
hold
Okay,
on,
so
Sister
let's
Stopper.
look at it like this.
Let me make sure you get it in order, right? Because what we're saying is that prior to you coming forth, I mean, but prior to you actually doing the work to see if your stuff works, right? You presumed it all worked, but you couched it in this side, you couched it in this argument where you were prescribing people religion, right? So like the person who you was talking about, the religious psychiatrist, are you saying that they prescribe people a particular type of religion?
Or a
Because I think
religious
that
psychologist.
they're two different things, what you're saying.
Well, I think it matters in the context of where he's talking. But what I was talking about the branches of psychology is that there's different branches or theories that may speak to different things of what's going on with the patient. So all psychologists don't think exactly the same or follow the same sort of model, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense, and I'm saying that none of them are prescribing a religion.
Well,
You get what
nobody,
I'm saying?
yeah, well, first of
Naeem
all,
Akbar did prescribe a religion. He absolutely did. He said African religion.
psychologists don't prescribe anything. You would be talking about a psychiatrist if you're talking about prescribing, because that's talking about medication. But now, if you're talking about diagnosing,
Well, treatment.
no, that's not it. But that, once again, I don't think that that's what Dr. Akbar is talking about. I
They
think
get all that.
All right, so let
what
me read it. Let me read it. Let me read
finish reading
Naeem
it.
Akbar. Go ahead, finish your point.
Well, what I was just going to say is that I think sometimes when we're listening to some of these folks, whether you're a medical doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, whatever, depending on your audience, we got to keep in mind a couple of things here. I think this stats I saw was like maybe 80% or 75% of African Americans are religious. So a lot of times they are going to put stuff with those sort of undertones. And it's not to say that they believe it themselves, but sometimes to get through to certain people that you're speaking to, you have to put it in a certain way where maybe they can kind of grasp it a little bit, especially if you're just talking to somebody or it's an introductory type of thing. And I don't think nothing's wrong with that.
Okay, so let me read.
As the credentialed expert, it's on them. Go for it. My bad.
All right, so he says, when we discuss developing an educational system for African Americans that will not result in miseducation, we should set as our criteria the process of self-knowledge. I hear some background. What's going on?
Oh, that's me. My bad. Hold on.
All right, so let me start over. He says, when we discuss developing an educational system for African Americans that will not result in miseducation, we must set as our criteria the process of self-knowledge. We must be careful that our definition of this alien self-identity, right? The European American concept of self is limited to the experiences of the individual. In fact, their concept of self is more consistent with what Western psychologists would consider ego, or what we will describe below, the separate space and between their body exists. As we shall see below, this is certainly a part of the self, but it is not the totality of the self from an African perspective, right? So what he's saying is that the Western concept of self is alien and it don't align with the true self of the African American. So right there, there's a problem. But then he goes and says, what is the African self? I'm on page 18. He says, an African American educational system rooted in self-knowledge must begin with African definitions in order to be successful in achieving its goals. The African self is a multidimensional occurrence that is represented within the individual person, but also transcends the individual. It is in the present, but also transcends time, if one could chart a two-dimensional concept of the African view of the self, it might look something like figure 1. That was the first figure I showed you, with the physical body, the personal, which was the mind, the social, the relational, and the tribal, the ancestral. So he gives you 4 different forms of self, right? And then he got at its base the spirit or the soul. Now, for me, he's not talking about psychology. He's talking about something else.
But see, this is why. This is why. If because this is why you're truly offering something that's opposite of Western psychology, Western thought, right?
Yes.
And you're basing it on traditional African folk ways and mores, then it's not gonna be viable in this system. We're not gonna be able to submit that for peer review.
Yeah, but then he goes to ancient Egypt. He starts talking about the Ka and the Ba. So now he's going to start defining it. He's going to, so Haskell, don't limit it like he's just, no, he's about to start talking about the Ka and the Ba and the,
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that he will. And I also have no doubt that he'll kind of synonymize, the concepts that they had in Egypt with other, subsequent African societies and show like the kind of the similarities, even though they may use different language, but the concepts will kind of line up similarly. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty typical stuff. If you are going to use African modalities as the kind of as the root of this concept that you're building, that's gonna be in there. There's no way you're gonna say that you're gonna have it be African centered and that sort of abstract type of thing not come into it.
But so, you certainly use the African religion as your springboard, right? Africans should have worked out a more fundamental understanding of the brain and psychology, devoid of their religion, the same way, the same way Europeans did. They had to separate their religion, right? From their,
like, why would the Africans need to do
one Mike Chef cooking right now, yo? He was cooking.
He cooking like behind grease. He didn't burn himself up in the kitchen.
Africans need to do it like how the Europeans did it.
No, what? Because you're going to have to separate your religion, right? Everybody's not going to have the same religion. Everybody ain't going to have the same. So there needs to be a definition of the self devoid from religion. It needs to be for Africans, for Asians, for Europeans, whoever. We all have to be able to agree on fundamentals.
Nah, but I'm specifically doing this is tailored for Africans.
No. Bruh. All right.
He made it up, bro. You didn't tailor it for he made it up.
I think maybe we're gonna have like some shows on this talking about the book. Maybe we shouldn't get too much into it, especially if people haven't read it.
He
maybe
literally brought 0 of his training. 0.
So once everybody gets the book and actually can read it, then maybe it'll be a little bit more have a more useful conversation, in my opinion.
Appreciate that.
So Chef, he was couching a lot of his arguments in religion, right?
Hey, listen. Y'all might not know it, but we live. One mic.
Oh, my bad.
But Chef, he did couch his arguments in religion, right? So that the foundation of where he's coming from is religion. So how would he ever expect a scientist to come behind him and follow what the hell he's trying to do? How is that possible? How can you even make the attempt that he wanted a scientist to come behind him and make that shit work?
But see, that's where my problem started from the get-go. I said when he started off talking about our freedom and equality is based on a divine principle, I said I have a problem with that. You dig what I'm saying? Because my freedom and my equality in a nation of laws should not be predicated on nothing that you think about what is divine. I don't want your religion creeping in to what should be equitable for people in no way, shape, or fashion or form. Fuck that. Leave your religion in your fucking house at your altar. You know what I mean? Because that shit can change. People make up what they want God to say or what they want God. I don't want your. Hell no. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you look at it in hindsight and you realize he actually don't got a lot of information about African religion. He really don't understand a lot of stuff about Africa, and he's trying to give you some compilation of stuff that he done ran across here and there, and he's calling this the African
He a whole
worldview or the
Muslim.
African religion.
And look, and he a whole Muslim.
Yeah, wow.
He
Super wild.
would have been better off giving us the Nation of Islam shit before he, you know what I mean?
At least he's familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This nigga started talking about the Ka and the Ba, you know what I mean? And Ra and what the fuck? I don't know. Like I said, this book I was with him until I read
So
this
that's
first
a good
page.
book. Good book. That's a good book right there, yo. I like that. I didn't even know that. I
Well,
like that. I like the way you did that.
what would you think about a person like me who's just like, all right, I just not a hero, not a this, that, another, but like, nigga, I'm not teaching my daughter about like what would you think about a nigga like me? You feel me?
No,
Like
I think we good.
I don't.
I'm thinking I'm wrong with the way you think. I like your folk. I know it's not fair to judge Africa on a scientific standard. They wasn't there yet. They met them niggas and look when they caught them at in the Iron Age, yo. So I don't know what y'all expected out of them, yo. You want them to separate their religion from their science. They're barely doing it right now. So I think we ask too much of them. That don't even make no sense to think they're gonna ever do that. They ain't dead, yo. That's a whole nother thing.
Naeem
Yo.
Akbar
They
was
moving there
offering
now.
us something. This was the 90s when Naeem Akbar wrote that. So
Yeah,
he
no, but
clearly
Africa.
had,
No, I
yeah,
said
he
Africa
clearly
had
had the
separate that.
ability to separate it. You know, his training taught him to separate it.
No,
And that's
not when
not what he taught us.
not when he's talking to people who are trying to get back to Africa and the mode of thinking. So if you look at the climate of the times, yo, you had different people fought to think different ways. That particular subset was trying to fight, saying that African spirituality was better, that the way Africans looked at the world was better. They ain't say nothing about scientific, yo. They cuss you out for that. They were saying that their custom and traditions aligned them with nature to the point where you would understand right from wrong. I'm just saying that's the mindset. So people was using that during that time, bro. So now we come back and critique it, but critique it based off of, you know what I'm saying, what the climate was promoting. At that time, the climate was promoting African spirituality, African this, African that, and it's just better than European modes of thinking. So that's he's writing to that type of individual, yo. You making them
But where did he
right
get
like
that from? He didn't get that from college?
he wouldn't.
That's
I
a good
know.
way of putting it.
Of course not. Of course he didn't get it from God. He got it from the people that they felt was thinkers at the time that was trying to tie us back. College wasn't tying nobody back to Africa, bro, and African spirituality. They anthropologists was just starting to realize what the hell African spirit. They said they didn't even have religion, bro. Remember that? They said you niggas ain't got no religion. So we supposed to know all these factors, yo, before we judge on why he was writing for a time period to a particular people, right? At the slave theater, all that. They was doing the niggas at the slave theater, the whole lecture series. We look at that shit right now and say it was trash. We would definitely say that, bro. But we not them, we not in that time.
Me?
It may be trash for now, but it ain't one trash for them, bro.
So you think the 90s was this all period away from where I was alive in the night. Like it wasn't that different other than the internet.
It was. They in the 90s, they was just starting on a modern synthesis on race, bro. Remember the genome was not mapped out until when? 2001, yo. The human genome wasn't mapped out yet, yo, in the 90s. Like we moving at breakneck speed, yo. We looking at this like these niggas was we at they present, yo. Is that
stay with me for a second. Stay with me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
What in his training would have steered him into thinking that the solution to this problem was African religion. Where in what he learned would he
Nowhere.
think that this is a good place to start?
Nowhere. And that's terrible.
Religion.
No, that's terrible.
Okay.
Be-
Okay.
be-
I
no,
appreciate that answer, brother.
Justin,
I appreciate it.
Justin is training, but he's made it
nowhere.
very clear. We've been having these discussions for 3 days, right? And yesterday, I think she mentioned something about Naeem Akbar, one of them, going out of their way or getting upset with the other 4 that they even wanted to submit this to academia, right? He took a very militaristic type of stance. So it's very, very, very clear that his intention was to formulate something that was a departure
That's right.
from his training, a departure from Western thought.
That's
Like,
fine.
isn't that clear by now?
Yeah, that's super
I
clear.
mean, it's an act of defiance. Nobody's arguing if it's an act of defiance or not.
It's
Nobody.
more than that. It's more than
At
that.
this point, my argument is shifting. Since we're starting to get something that we could build off of, right? We can start to agree somewhere. Is that if that's where your starting point was, you can't now go on to say that he was attempting to do something like scientific. You can't even say he was attempting to do anything other than make people feel good. You can't justify it in any particular way because he didn't use his training, right? You said it. Everything he said they threw out by academia. So basically, all you got left with is some hypnosis.
Mhm.
That's really it. At that
So
point,
let me ask
I'm
you
just
something.
hammering my point home.
I hate to go to Egypt, right? But it's the first thing that comes to mind, right?
Oh,
So the particular compounds that they use in mummy example, right? They weren't came about by serendipity as far as I know, right? They knew what they were doing. They were
The
able to
what?
preserve bodies,
The what?
mummification. The compounds, the resins, the drain on the brain. There's
Serendipity.
method. There's method there, right? Can we all agree on that? It's not just like they just lucked up on being able to. It's an actual process and a method to how they preserve
Yeah.
those bodies.
No,
Can
and
we
It
agree?
is. Okay.
No, I don't.
Cool.
No, I don't
I'm with
agree.
you.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. It didn't pop up out of
Expound on
nowhere.
that. Why don't you agree? You think it's just happenstance that they just
Yep.
mix some shit together randomly
Yep.
and
Over
it just
time.
happened
Yep.
to preserve. It just
Yep.
happened to preserve these people for
Yep.
thousands of years.
And then when it worked, then they started saying, "Oh shit, this worked right here." You looked up the vitamin, right?
I'm
On the
not
mummies
talking
and all that,
about
right?
how they happened upon it. I'm talking about once it gets
You mean
refined.
once it got finished? You said once it got
Once
finished.
it gets to
Okay,
a point
yeah.
of refinement, right? Where
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
right, so we can all agree there.
Yeah, I agree there. I agree there.
Okay. Right. And these were extremely religious people.
Nah, man,
So
but they didn't separate their religion from their thing, like Chef said. But why would you
yeah, that's
expect
what I'm
them
saying.
to?
That's my
It's a
point.
new idea on
That's
earth.
that is my point. That's my point. I'm saying that incorporating quote unquote religion or spirituality into your science doesn't in and of itself torpedo your science or make it impossible for you to manipulate the natural world in
No,
ways that can be, you know what I'm saying, that you can see and measure. Like
no,
that shit works.
he just read it. No, Chef just read an example of why the science and the religion don't work. And he just told y'all how they shouldn't have did that, they shouldn't have did that. My argument is they wouldn't have known not to do that because humans ain't never separated their religion from their science to this very day. That's a new thing to do now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, Monk. Like, okay, let's go to another example. Let's get Egypt out of it. Let's talk about the Muslims in Baghdad, for example. Then, right? They
Oh, yeah,
didn't
they
separate.
separated this shit. They did.
No, they didn't. My
They
point
did,
is,
bro. They separated their science from that, yo. That's why they was able to do what they do. You can see it. And that's why they ran them out of town at the end. Get out of here. Y'all evil. Okay, bro. I ain't gonna argue with you over translating houses in the House of Wisdom. I refuse to do that. Look it up.
My point is simply this, Unc.
Mhm.
Having a belief in spirituality or a higher self or whatever you want to call it doesn't preclude a society from practicing viable.
I agree.
side.
I agree. We do it in America. I agree. What his phone went out?
Nah, I went
I
on mute.
guess he did. I don't know.
Oh no, I agree with you that, yo. So that being religion doesn't stop science. But mixing your science with your religion, and Naim Akbar is a clear example of why that shit don't work. So we can all agree to
So,
that.
wait, but let me make sure I'm
That's
hearing you
hands
correctly.
down.
So you're saying by the time Naeem Akbar hit the scenes in, well, I don't know, the 70s, 80s, that psychiatry was still analyzing human behavior through the lens of religion?
No, I'm saying that's what people in America, African Americans, was doing, and that's why people like Dr. Ben was so crucial because he was kind of he was bucking the trend and trying to promote science, and that's, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to do that, but we so spooked out and lost so much of our culture that it's just hard, yo. So I mean, come on, yo, he was doing what everybody was. Y'all act like that wasn't par for the course. We coming back in hindsight saying this is what they shouldn't have did, but they went through scientific racism and didn't trust the science like that. Even when you go to school, it's clear, yo, they
Uncle,
didn't trust that school.
listen,
It's clear.
you can't use a statement like "don't trust such and such scholars" and then turn around and also be
Because
promoting education
I
or
said
science.
they did it all day
You
long.
can't promote it and demonize it at the same time.
Man, I don't know why they did it. Y'all think it was just extreme? You don't think that's extreme to do that? That was really
I
smart.
think it's tricky. I think it's a bit dishonest
It might be all above,
for
y'all.
a person to go to school, abandon everything they learned in school, teach us stuff that they didn't learn in school, and then tell us not to go to school. I must say that's dishonest.
Well, how many people understand when we're talking college level material? Nobody. So what makes you think back in the 70s or the 90s that anybody was going to understand if he went straight scientific on y'all? He spoke in metaphors. He spoke through the lens of traditional African reality to give them a footing on how to act as an African person, like it was
I
guidelines.
know who he could have took it to that would have understood.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, yo. If I coulda, woulda, shoulda, yo. If y'all went back there, yo, y'all have finished them off and brought the people that you talking about. That's just not how it worked out. Shit. Like, I mean, we looking back into time, yo. We're in a time capsule looking back. We're taking a trip
Yes,
back in the future.
we're looking back and examining something that was once probably touted as progress. We're looking at that as poison, right? So all we're trying to do is get rid of poison. Now you trying to some kind of way you trying to figure out a way that you could put the poison back on the shelf and hope don't nobody get to it. And we just saying, no, you gotta throw that poison out so nobody get to it.
No, I'm actually throwing the poison out and telling the truth about the poison. You lying about the poison. You act like the poison wasn't effective because yes, some poisons can heal you, bro. You didn't know that. Some things.
You ever heard of the Three Little Pigs?
Let me finish this point.
You know the story of the Three Little Pigs, don't you?
Let me finish this point though. Some poisons on earth, if given in the right doses, like strychnine, is helpful. So at that time, that bad information that we consider bad information, it helped them people, yo, to counteract the fact that they skin color was the thing that put them in slavery, bro. I don't care what you say to that. Come on, yo. It is what it is. So I'm not trying to keep no poison on the shelf. I say close the store down to give an accurate depiction of what occurred. Now go to the Three Little Pigs.
So you understand why the first two Little Pigs' house didn't hold up, right? You get the analogy of a strong foundation, right?
Yeah.
You get it inside of that parable. So if you understand the importance of a strong foundation, like how do you understand the importance of it and yet promote the shaky foundation, or at least in some kind of way, now you can you can see a scenario where we should build our houses out of straw. You see that?
I think it's overemphasizing is overemphasizing cult and what you call it when there's a small group that I think we give him too much emphasis on their role, right? For instance, you'll say you can make the same argument for the Nation of Islam, right? You can say, well, Elijah Muhammad and them, by saying the white man was the devil and all of this crazy shit, it was a poison at that time that actually helped African Americans deal with extreme racism. Is that kind of what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he started a cult from the beginning.
No, not forget the cult part. That wasn't my point. My point was that you're saying that people could use extreme shit in extreme circumstances, right? Or they could use a poison to counteract another poison, right? So by Naeem Akbar and them using some shit that we look at now as
Hold on.
fucked up, you saying
Hold on.
that shit that they used then was effective for those people back then. Because we had a strong case of white poison in our system. So we needed something to counteract that, right?
That's what he's saying.
No,
He's
I'm in his
stuck
office. Give me
on-
1 second. I'm stepped off. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right, so cool. So bang. So my point is, you know what I mean, that if that's your point, then you'll have to look at the large body of African Americans that didn't accept Elijah Muhammad's and them poison and still made it out and did good and pushed us to where we're at now. So I'm saying that the poison and the stupid shit never did us any benefit on a larger scale. Because that shit was small groups that believed that kooky shit. So how did the majority of African Americans make it to where we're at? Not believing the shit that you claim was what we needed at that time. No, did that make sense?
You did, but I
Yes.
would never use Nation of Islam because it was a cult from day one. So that's a bad example.
No,
And I
don't take
repeat
the
all of
Nation
that
of Islam.
now.
I'm saying the
You
same
don't
thing
use it.
Naeem Akbar and them was doing. Like the using that fucked up shit back then as that logic said was poison, and you said that poison, you can use poison to counteract poison. You dig what I'm saying? So, but at a certain point, you gotta stop using the poison because it can kill you, right? But they do use certain poisons to counteract certain poisons. So if Naeem Akbar or the Nation of Islam use the poison of racism to counteract racism, you dig what I'm saying? I'm saying the majority of Black Americans didn't use the poison and made it out of it. Like we stand on the shoulders of Dr. Martin Luther King and them, not motherfucking the Nation of Islam and them. You feel me? We stand on the shoulders of the Black psychologists that Brass had mentioned that push Black psychology forward, right? Inside of academia. That's who shoulders African Americans stand on, not on the ones that gave us the poison. Don't nobody even know them.
So then
This
you make
was
my point.
never
You
good
make-
for us.
but you make my point then. And so we will, in history, will always pan out those who do and those who don't, bro. Right? But there was a segment of the community that felt like they was grassroots, right? And that's what it was, yo. Like what we gonna do, yo? Like ain't nothing else you
Just
can
because
do
they
because
felt
now
like they was grassroots, they don't get a pass for everything, though.
no, y'all giving out. I'm simply explaining what was going on. So y'all basically saying, let me get this straight. It was actually grassroots that made people start looking at Africa for what it was. It wasn't just a regular Africa. It was people like Carter G. Woodson, all them niggas that ain't had no fucking degrees at the end of the day.
Carter G.
It was them
Woodson had
niggas, not Carter. No, you know who I'm talking about.
You said
I'm talking
Carter
about,
G. Woodson ain't had no degree?
No, man. Come on, y'all trying to jump on all this shit I get wrong, yo. Come on, bro. I didn't
No,
mean Carter G. Woodson.
Don't get shit like that wrong yet.
I didn't mean Carter G. Woodson. Hold on, I'm talking about. No, you wasn't. You wasn't. No, you right to correct that. And go ahead with that shit, Chef. I'm talking about nature knows no color line. What's his
Oh,
name?
J.A. Rogers. J.A. Rogers.
He's the first person to do that, bro. White people wasn't doing that for us, right? And this is so it wasn't no need for the Harlem History Club and all that. So y'all basically saying because they got things wrong, wasn't no need for that. Yeah, I debate that any day of the week y'all want to do that.
That ain't the
Yeah, y'all
debate.
with all the
We ain't
mistakes.
say nothing about Harlem History Club.
No, but
Nobody said nothing about Harlem
Yeah.
History Club.
Oh,
It'd be crazy, but you be willing to debate.
no,
And
they come. They come out in that same vein. Y'all know what I'm saying. If y'all want to be, y'all hit me with the whole. Don't say Joel A. Rod. Carter G. Woodson. Then y'all know what the hell I'm saying. Y'all get my
And
point.
Carter G. Woodson used J.A. Rogers as a source.
Man. So then, if you use it for a source, why would
Yeah.
So it wasn't a whole lot
Because
of people to
he
use
was a
around, was
collector of
it?
the information. Hold on.
No.
So if J.A. Rogers was a collector of the information, then the academic seen value in the shit that J.A. Rogers was collecting.
What? And he was because he was a black person.
Oh my
That was my
God.
whole point. So y'all escaped it and made something
Okay.
else. That was my point, Chef. That nobody was doing that. That was my point.
Nobody was doing what?
I said that nobody was talking about on a scale and collecting out data. They was doing this shit in Mesopotamia, was doing all the white shit, and Africa was some dumb shit. They wasn't doing that like that. And when they did talk about Africa, they talked about it in a European Mediterranean framework. And because remember that the anthropologists said the niggas ain't had no religion, yo.
J.A. Rogers.
Like that.
J.A. Rogers' sources was white sources.
I said nobody was collecting the data, man.
So how did
That's what I'm
J.A. Rogers?
saying. No, okay. You know what? I'm done with this whole crazy line of nonsense questions. There's some things everybody's supposed to know on this motherfucker. Basic shit, yo. All right, it was a need for a start of a black studies, yo.
No, I agree with that. No. I agree with that. Come, you know I agree with that.
I even agree with
the
that.
black studies. How y'all agree with that when the black studies the same niggas y'all hate?
Because they fucked it up. They went in there talking religion and all kind of crazy ass
Wait a minute,
shit.
man. Do you know what I'm saying right now? Y'all don't get that? Or you fucking with me? Say you gaslighting
I'm
me
not
right now.
fucking with you, yo.
The same people that y'all talk shit about is the
like
niggas
who?
that taught the black studies classes. I don't even care to say their names no more. I'm done. Y'all tripping right now, yo. They taught the black studies programs at Cornell and all that. Yo, y'all beat up John Henry Clark, right? They named the whole library after this nigga at Cornell.
We, John Henry Clark.
We. They taught the black
went
studies.
after John Henry Clark for fucking with
Leonard
the
Jefferson.
Iceman inheritance. That's
Okay,
it.
but I know, but think about what you're doing. You killed everything around you. You got nothing now. No black studies program because they was the niggas.
No, we do still got a black studies department.
Now you do, and now it's better. And now the shit that them niggas was teaching wouldn't make it at the black studies program. It's gotten a little better.
Exactly.
Right,
That means if we had left them at the head of the black studies department, it would be even more fucked up.
They wouldn't have we wouldn't have been here, nigga. We stand on their shoulders. That's why we got incredible shit
Nigga,
now.
these niggas are still alive and haven't corrected any of the stuff that they said.
What are you talking about?
Right, and they not even in academia no more, right? So they was already in class.
Jabari is
teaching
the one
that crap.
that's standing on their shoulders and teaching the same crazy shit. Jabari is in the colleges where Dr. Benedict was at, teaching the same shit. So when you talk about, that is true.
That's not true. He is not teaching the same thing. No, he's not.
Jabari. He don't still teach that the ancient Egyptians was black.
No, not in that class. He don't. What's wrong with you? I know you heard me. I know you heard me have the conversation with Jabari, and you heard me pick out the book he used, and in that fucking book, it don't say nothing like that. I say, Jabari, you're a liar, nigga, because the book don't say that. Did you teach the class? So why you come teach us that shit, nigga? You don't remember that?
So what Jabari teach?
20 minutes.
Is that the motherfuckers is African? That's all the niggas saying. They ain't saying no more than that. Till he jump on Saw Letters and then switch it up when he get on our show with me. I know it ain't that. Well, nigga, what the fuck wrong with you then? This is shit that infuriates me with niggas. Niggas do that shit all the time with everything. This shit is crazy to me. Nigga, you are at that professor at Cornell. You using Wickham work in his work, nigga. He say nothing about the Egyptians or black people. I put the shit in the search engine. I put the black in it. It never used them words at all. You come to us with that slick ass shit. Cornell, nigga, you on par and you shut the fuck up and teach them niggas out that book. So don't play with me. That's what them niggas do. Like, y'all don't know what the hell this Black Studies is, what the Harlem History Club is.
That's the same thing they did.
Man, whatever, man. I'm saying you needed them to get to the point where we at right now. Because niggas wasn't doing it. Y'all act like everybody was in anthropology. Come on, man. That shit.
So if we never had Afrocentrics, they would have never mapped out the human genome and realized that humans was
Man,
learning.
now you switched the conversation on purpose, yo. Dang, thank you.
I mean,
Thank you for that.
I'm just following your logic, yo. Science would have never discovered that humans are 99.9%.
Get this thing. Yeah, you're right. It's not for Dr. Bentley wouldn't have known it, bro. I'm gonna play silly with you. Let's do silly time. We on romper room. Yeah. Without John Henry Clark, they wouldn't have mapped the motherfucking human genome out. There you go. They needed that black.
Okay, no. On a serious note, though. On a serious note, then we can get back to silly time.
I'm gonna make sure we back to serious. We back to serious.
We back to serious, right? We back to serious, right? So like, based on how I see, especially when we're looking at Naeem Akbar, I kind of already had I had it in my mind. I thought that they were doing it on purpose, right? So now that I see Naeem Akbar is doing it on purpose, I don't think that they ever were attempting to be scientifically grounded. So when I'm saying that they started a African Studies department, they definitely did not, they never intended for it to get to where it is now, where it's actually got information in there backed by science, because that wasn't what they was talking about. As a matter of fact, they took their stance against science. So that's what I'm saying. So you could say they wouldn't be on the right path without them all you want to, and I'm trying to say no, they was trying to be on the wrong path. And then academia corrected them, right? And then gave them they gave them the African Studies department and corrected it for them because they knew they wasn't going to correct it by themselves. So
yeah, hold on. You said what, yo? They didn't give them shit. They had to fight for the all right.
Okay, they fought for it. They fought for it and they got it. But I'm saying like the one that they was running, you wouldn't want your kid nowhere near that. Up there learning about all that, up there teaching Ivan Van Sertima. Come on, man, that ain't what you really wanted. Up there making them kids feel good and ain't learning nothing. Come on, man.
All right, bro. That's your opinion, yo. My opinion is that saying that the Egyptians is black is not saying on the shoulders of Diop. Pushing shit that he didn't get through that wasn't right. Standing on his shoulders is saying and putting Egypt in its African context, yo. The shit he got right, different disciplines, yo. That's standing on the nigga's shoulders, yo. Being at the nigga feet is teaching what the nigga taught, yo. I don't sit at none of them niggas' feet, yo. Far more advanced than niggas, yo, and that's what it is, yo. Y'all can turn it and twist it, get the joke moment, get 5 more views, it's all good, bro. But I'm here, though, yo. I'm never running, yo. I'm just learning how to be a little more calmer, a little more direct at what I'm saying and how I'm doing it, bro. So those Black Study programs had people like y'all just tore all the way down to the ground, yo. Good work there. You don't got to turn them down. You just, the shit that they did. Pushing for Black Studies programs. Is that not important to you African Americans across the board? Fucking Obama's wife got a degree in, like these things, these are the labors of the fruits, right? Y'all, I think that's important. Right? If we're gonna do it the way y'all doing it, then talk about every part of it, yo. And then it's a better conversation, yo.
And I just want to add.
Yeah, but go ahead.
On social, what they want to talk about?
Yeah, you sound like you had a jack in the box, yo.
Yeah, man. You gotta leave the McDonald's and do the internet from the car.
What's up?
You gotta do the internet from your car. Wherever you at, your internet ain't good.
Oh. Y'all go ahead while.
All right.
But
what were you gonna say though, Brass?
I don't know at this point. Go ahead, Logic. This is
It's just too confusing, right?
no, it's just it's just all the little snide shit, the little y'all just getting a couple laughs for a couple views and all of that. It's like y'all talk, keep that. Y'all do if y'all want to do content, bro. Y'all do whatever content y'all want. We don't care. If we doing content, yeah. If we doing content, then all the y'all just want a couple laughs for a couple views. Like I hear sometimes y'all don't think y'all hear the shit that be being said in the midst of all of this intelligent conversation we think we having. Some of this stuff is unnecessary, bro. Some of this stuff
Nothing wrong with a little.
If we want to what?
Nothing wrong with a little humor while
I don't even. Who are you?
talk, Corey.
Nah, but you know what it is? You get frustrated because Logic never turns it off. Like he's always snarky, always condescending, always in bad faith. And then when you end up responding in kind, then you look like you're the bad guy. But that's what
Yeah, but I agree with you.
I can't believe you said that, Hester, yo. You about 6'5", talking like you got insecurities right now. You tripping.
Oh man.
See why
You know, hey Brad,
Your big ass
I
up.
think here's
You
the
just
stuff.
literally proved the nigga right.
hold on. Oh man, your phone. He ain't weak in that area.
And you know what?
I
Logic is right. Like I've gotten used to it to like not take things so serious. You know what I'm saying? So I get that part. But all I'm saying is sometimes like it could be turned off sometimes. Like this nigga never turns it off.
But check it out. Hey, high scale. Listen, you know, man, you done been into it. We all know when each other throwing shots. Let's not act like we don't. That's what we do. Right. So the question is, can anybody have a conversation without throwing shots? Yo, it's called an intellectual gunfight. When you throw your gun, you lose the contest. Right. So can we stay right there with all the extraordinary banter? Right.
I don't black do that. You know why? Occasional. I don't think
your phone in and out. Who's that?
still in and out.
Yeah, yo, I'm saying the man is saying on the platform to bring good content. Yo, we doing too much. It's gonna end up on some wild shit, and shit gonna get misconstrued. Did you call me that? I didn't call you that, but you called me this. You called me that. And I'm saying, hey, that's probably not a good space, yo. It's actually some people over here, yo, that just want the content without all the extra shit. And if I gotta name names, I'll do it because I don't got a problem with naming names. I'm a naming motherfucker. But what I do know is, yo, all right, we can knock it off from this point going forward, yo. Who gonna fall first, yo? Intellectual gunfight. You throw your gun with a slide mark, an extra laugh, yo, you lose. I'm with that.
Shots. So
yeah, that's the point. See, there you go. See, y'all heard it, right? I knew you was gonna be the first one to dive. I threw that rock hard. And yeah, I
You
knew
know what?
it.
I come to think of it, Chef will agitate you, but he won't call you dumb. He might actually be on this.
Nah, yo, you don't gotta use the word dumb. There's other ways to call a nigga stupid. You ain't know that, yo? It's the art of language, bro. It's the inference. It's all about. Y'all was mad at me because y'all.
But you gotta admit that if a person were to do it like that, they're at least doing it within good taste. Motherfuckers call you outright stupid, and they you know they're at least like, I just want you to know I think you're dumb.
That's not. Yeah, that's not. Nah, that's not. There's no method on who can agree on what good taste is. What's good taste to you might be trash to me. That's why we just shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Chef said he's not. He is unable to not do it. So that's what I'm saying. Why y'all get mad at me when I throw my shots back, nigga? I just got a fastball. Don't get mad at me. I know Chef ain't at all. So, hey, Brad, it's impossible to do what you say or act, right? Because, you know, it is what it is. Logic say it's good faith shots. Chef say, nigga, I'm always throwing shots. It's fun, the internet, ha, and that's why we here. Right. I mean, what we gonna do? We ain't gonna do nothing. We'll keep running like we running.
Like that. Like when I crack, I'm a joke cracker. I take. So anything that you hear other than that is really would be some kind of problem that you got with me. Because other than that, I don't come after nobody like that. Like my sarcasm is
You
just
talking about
that just might be something you take offense to. Yeah.
You talking
I'm
about
talking about Haskell. Yeah, I'm talking about Haskell. That just might be something you take
It's
offense
not
to. But
so
like,
much
man,
taking
my
offense to it, but it's
my fighting style ain't like that, Joe. I mean, if I start to fight with you, that's where I start. Me poking jabs at you is neat. That's not me starting anything. That's me just like
no. I don't take
interacting
it.
with my homeboy.
No,
You
Logic.
know what
I
I'm
don't take
saying?
it that
So,
way. All I'm saying is
nigga, you just said I take shots at you, and then you call me stupid.
no. I say you have conversations in bad faith. I said you're free. You're always snarky. You're always condescending, and everything you say is in bad faith. That's not taking shots. I'm saying you never turn the sarcasm off. Like it gets annoying. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Like we trying to have a conversation, and like every sentence, it's snarkiness, and it's like I get it. Like niggas like to play, and I get it. But like, goddamn,
You
nigga,
know
like
what? I apologize that you're not a witty motherfucker and you ain't got no comebacks for snarkiness. I apologize.
Man.
you're not witty.
I apologize
Logic.
that you don't
Oh
got
man.
no retort for a motherfucker
You are not
being
witty.
sarcastic. I ain't know sarcasm hurts more than disrespect.
Self
I
praise
ain't know
is
that.
no praise. You are not
I ain't know
witty
that,
in
bro.
the
I ain't know
least.
sarcasm could hit like disrespect. I ain't know that.
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead, bro.
Hey,
I'm listening.
Logic.
Dude,
Logic. Can I call you UJ from now on, please? Okay.
Logic funny. Hey, Logic, a nigga read a book all night
This
long. The whole
nigga's
chapter.
crazy.
Study the whole chapter. And after nigga talk about you, laugh at him. Nigga, that's a good one. That's how I get niggas, yo. Nigga, you stayed up all night. You put it in ChatGPT, Reddit, and you bring the scholarly argument on it, and niggas say, oh, that's just trash. We don't listen to the scholars no more because they ain't in our favor. That shit gets you high. You right.
Okay, I'm
That's
not
how niggas did it today.
saying.
They was like,
You know
yo,
what?
I'm not
you ain't
saying what I'm just
Logic's
saying.
favorite line is like,
I
so to your
ain't gonna lie.
Um,
I can't really concentrate right now. But go ahead. Y'all just
yeah, you
keep
can't
talking.
concentrate. I can't concentrate. I said what I said though, but I can't concentrate no more. Shit.
Nah,
like
somebody
I
who
said, I
I
never
feel like I do a good job of clearing the air with. This big 6'5" ass nigga complaining that I might crack a joke here and there. Man, that
I'm
shit
not
crazy.
complaining. No, this is what I'm saying, Logic. It's not even so much complaining. It's like that homeboy who always
My
playing.
feelings.
Like you gotta turn the playing off at some point. Like a nigga that's play all day, like
Nigga, no, tuck
you know
your
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
feelings in,
you
yo.
got
Tuck
to
your
cut
shit
the
in,
plan
nigga.
off.
I
That's
mean,
what you
fuck, I
got to
ain't even
do.
say nothing.
And then another like and then the type of playing you do is like you'll say like a nigga will say some shit, right? Nigga will put his heart and soul into some shit, thinking he's saying some profound shit, right? And then Logic hit you with the so what you're saying is that you just want to feel good. Like,
Yeah, he said I was like a psychologist.
And that's what you call disrespect, and I can't call that shit sensitive. Get the fuck out.
I didn't say disrespect, Logic. I said it's annoying. It's annoying.
Wait,
Dog.
Nigga, all the
Snipe
time
on the
that we
roof,
go
nigga.
over articles and you act like you don't understand it, that shit annoying. What?
We
That's
all
why I
got our
said,
ways.
look, just leave me out of it, yo. Y'all just change the conversation, please.
Hey, Logic, you know, whenever I got a problem with how you said, I just call you up. You like, nigga, why you coming to me? Nigga, my fault. I ain't mean to come at you. I'm just trying to make clarity on it.
That's all Haskell got to do, but he I don't know what he's doing right now.
Like we went through the whole thing, y'all niggas. You call
Logic,
us.
I'm gonna say it one more time, bro. I get what you do. I get it. I'm just saying, like when Craig told a nigga Smokey, like you go up and down the street, but they playing.
What he did though, Haskell? Tell us what he do. Tell us what he do.
I'm with I'm like Smalls. I'm with the playing. Like I get it. Like we niggas, we like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with the playing too. But goddamn, like, is there any point where it you know what I'm saying, that we don't get a little timeout, a little nothing
almost.
like
Hey,
Bro,
almost.
y'all don't get to do that, bro. Y'all niggas is the most sarcastic. You know what's funny? When y'all got these fingers pointed at motherfuckers, you know it's a saying for that shit, right?
Yeah.
When y'all got these fingers is pointed, it's about what, 5 fingers pointed back at you?
Yeah,
Y'all some of the snarkiest niggas that hang with some of the snarkiest niggas complaining about a snarky nigga.
No, I agree with you, Brass. Brass, you left the conversation for a minute. What I said was, I said, let's hit the reset button. I said you was actually right. We need to knock that shit off. And guess what Chef said? Chef said, I ain't knocking this off. That's what I do. So
Yeah,
ain't
he's
no way.
crazy.
How can we? That's the point, yo. Like I thought what you said made sense because we kind of went a little bit too far today, slightly. And I'm saying I don't like being in that space with y'all like that,
He said we did.
right? Yeah. No, he said it. No, Sheffrin said that, right? Sheffrin said, yo, that's what I do though, right? I said, yo, it's an intellectual gunfight. So whenever niggas throw the snarky shit and the condescending shit, then nigga, you didn't throw your gun. You like, nah, nigga, that's what I do. He said that.
I don't think niggas get offended by my shit though.
See, you heard that, right? See, he the super gaslighter, yo, with the torch waiting behind the bush.
I'm saying
Yeah,
if
he
y'all
don't know
get
this.
offended,
He don't know this.
listen, if y'all get offended, then I'll stop doing it. But I didn't think my shit was offensive.
No. I'm saying is, bro, I'll take that shit and come back throwing punches. Nigga, I'm like Mayweather around this bitch. I'm a bob and weave and come back, right? But when I come back, niggas get mad. Niggas got mad at me today for not even saying y'all was Uncle Tom's. It's the way I said it that made you dream and think I could be talking about you. But I didn't actually say it. Because I can tell you who I think is Uncle. No, I can tell you who is an Uncle Tom nigga. I can give you their names right now. So I know I didn't say y'all niggas was that. Because I would say it. Like I'm saying, Corey's the Uncle Tom nigga and motherfucking Chief X is. See how I said that? See how I said that? See, I said that. See, I don't got a problem with that shit, my nigga, and you know that. To the end. So, no, it's the way I said it, the flavor, the how I did it. I was being a little slick, having fun. You know what I mean? I ain't get mad when the shot came at me real cold. I took it. And came back with some inference shit, maybe not. Dream about it, hit dog, holler shit. It's all cool. I'm saying my game, I got another game. And my game can rely on my intellect, my sources, and my skill set to present the information. I don't gotta crack no jokes. I don't gotta do none of that. If that's what we gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yo. Intellectual gunfight, any jokes, any snarly shit, any bullshit, yo, you get called on it, nigga, and you out the competition. That's what that man said he wanted. That's where I'm at with it, cause I got thick skin.
I mean, some of that stuff got to be in there though, cause that's just what we do. You feel me?
There you go.
All I'm saying is like, it can't be like 100% of the time. Like,
no, but I'm 100% of the time, nigga. I can't, like I'm gonna sell all the dope or I ain't gonna sell none. I want to get the most I can get.
I mean,
get all
come
the
on
bricks.
now, that's kind of ridiculous. People gonna make jokes. People gonna say little slick shit. Like,
yo, I'm even gonna be. No, I'm telling you, Haskell. When niggas is firing, nigga, I got to fire back. I can't help myself, and you can't tell me what offended me. What we all doing is, so let's do it.
I'ma just go ahead and be a Tom, and the pseudo.
I don't want none of you.
Let's just keep it right there. I'm gonna say
well,
that.
See, I was about to say I don't want to hear none of you. Okay, all right. I'm gonna shut up.
Add me to the fucking Tom list because I know you
put you there.
Not us.
I wasn't not.
That's the pseudo killers is a cult, and I'm an Uncle Tom. Let's just stay right.
Well, you said it. I didn't say that. You said that. See how you did it?
I know. No. I'm saying since we talking about tough skin and all that shit, cool. I'm a Tom. Right. Uncle Ruckus, goddamn nigga on Django. But y'all niggas,
you said it.
No
you said that. No I didn't think that prior to that.
Not a question.
Now I have a clear understanding of what you think of yourself. No problem, bro.
Okay, appreciate you. I don't mind the snarky shit as long as we claim it. When y'all niggas start backtracking, I'll start thinking something else. So I gotta just keep it right there. We ain't gotta argue.
When have you known me to backtrack though? When you know me to backtrack?
No, I don't really know you, bro. I don't want to get into that. I don't know.
No, I'm saying from a video. We talking video.
I don't really know we talk, and you don't really know me.
No, so I'm talking about on the video. When have you known me to not say what I want to say? That's what I don't talk about. You know me because, like you say, I don't know you. But I'm saying, when have you known me not to say that nigga's an Uncle Tom? If I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna say it.
I've never heard you say that shit before. Sometimes I think y'all be mixing me up with other people. I've never heard you call this nigga Uncle Tom ever. Not one time. I've never heard you call
you talking about Chief X and them niggas?
Yeah, I've never heard you say that.
Oh,
One
that's
time.
all right, man. Now I think you gaslight. I think you know more about the conscious community than you let out.
Okay.
I think you, yeah, yo, I'm starting to think now. No way you ain't heard me
Okay.
call niggas that, but the emphasis wasn't on the word Uncle Tom. That's not the worst thing a person can call you. The emphasis was on, I don't hold my words back.
I didn't say
Especially as a
nothing else.
person.
I just said I
Okay.
never heard you
Oh,
said it. And
fine.
then now here's the
Feedback
thing.
must be up
No,
here.
wait, stay right there. But then when you say shit, you think it's like, all right, so now you think I know more about the conscious community and whatever. Now I think you was in a cult too. See how we could go back and forth with that shit?
I don't,
Nobody
but
said
guess what?
shit. So now
But no,
you
but
think I know
that's
more
your
about the
opinion.
conscious community,
I know,
and
but that's your
now
opinion,
I
though, Brad.
believe that you was in a cult.
That's fine, but Brad, but that's your opinion. You got a
Okay,
right to your opinion.
okay.
So what you guys think about
And
what
like
you
you
guys
said,
think
your
about the
Uncle
Buffalo
Tom.
Bills?
Yep,
And you said he was Uncle Ruckus. Don't
yep,
jump in right now. He said he
Ruckus.
was an Uncle Ruckus,
Look
and he
at
said he was Uncle Tom for the record. I've never
Nah,
said that.
nah.
He
I'm
said
just
that
trying
about
to change the
himself.
subject.
I'm fine with that.
I hear
Okay.
you. We
Yeah, I
gonna do
understand.
like
Don't
a
change
madness here.
in the middle. No, he said that. I never called you Uncle Ruckus. You
You
called yourself that.
you
You
most
explain
certainly
how you
did.
was.
You most
Never said
certainly did. No question.
I did not, man. I did
No,
not,
I don't
man.
even. We don't gotta go back and forth. That's not even something we gotta go back and forth on. I'm gonna feel how I'm gonna feel. You gonna feel how you gonna feel. We just leave it there.
All right, Brad. So I tell you what I'm gonna do, Brad. I make a whole conversation based
I don't
off
even
saying,
need. No, I
man,
damn sure don't.
if
need
you was offended by that,
No,
man,
I'm not
if y'all
offended. I just told you I'm a Tom. What I'm
you
gonna feel
was
myself.
offended. You was offended, bro. Cause look where
I
you
don't
at.
need no cleaning. No. I don't need
No,
no.
you
I don't need to
no,
do nothing
you
different.
yo,
I just wanna
you
be able to keep the same
did-
energy. Because this is what I know, This is what I know. What I know is this, and you won't admit it, but
let's see what I meant.
you
Say what I meant.
you won't admit.
Let's
You
see.
are
No,
there are charismatic leaders, this, that, and the other. But contrary to whether you believe it or not, niggas is actually afraid. Like niggas will actually say shit, and then when you show up, they won't say nothing, bro. I've seen it happen 1,000 fucking times.
Where, yo?
In the Pseudo Killers Discord and in this Discord.
So then if that's the case then, and you
So
characterize, so it's cult behavior everywhere then, huh?
No, let me
So it's
finish
cult
my
behavior
sentence.
everywhere, huh?
Let me finish my sentence. I ain't
go
even
ahead.
talking about the cult shit.
Oh,
I'm
what you
just
talking about?
No, I'm just telling you why I want to keep it where it is, because the one thing I'm not gonna do, listen, if I just don't agree, if I can't accept it, you can't make me accept it. And if
I
you
agree.
can't accept something, I can't make you accept it, right?
You're right.
We
You're
could
correct.
so I'm saying how many times do me and you say we had an impasse? We had an
So I
impasse.
got you.
I'd rather just go the other way.
I got you. So you basically saying that you felt like I called you in particular Uncle Tom.
No, all of us.
Everybody in here. What you saying?
I think it was all of us. Anybody that was discussing Francis Cress Welsing,
Okay.
based on your statement, you said, I don't understand how y'all can talk about people from the civil rights era, not understanding what the hell they going on. There's other people to talk about. I just can't do it. To me, that's coon behavior. And I ain't heard
that covered everybody's future.
So hold on now. So
That
I'm
was
saying it's a
everybody's
lot of
future,
people.
past and present.
It's a lot of people that talk shit about a lot of elders, right? And misconstrue they shit on purpose. There's a lot of people. I've been here a while, yo. It's a lot of niggas that do that. There's a lot of niggas that big up Trump half to death and then they lost their job because of it. There's a lot of niggas that support Cannon Owens bullshit, yo. So I was doing a video for the world, yo, not for Tri Media. If it was directed strictly at Tri Media, right, then I would have put it in the title. I'm dealing with Tri Media. That's how I do what I do. I have not changed that for the last 20 years, brother. And like you said, you do not agree with it. And I'm saying I wasn't saying that. All right. Now, I won't say that no more though. Because you got
Wait, Brass.
Don't say no crazy because I'm like right there. Okay.
See, we say the crazy thing. I'm kind of. You make me want to back off of what I was going to say. What I was going to actually help you out on is I'm friends with and what I was going to say is, like, if I was to say this, fuck Shaking the Diop, fuck Dr. Ben, fuck John Henry Clark. That's how I feel. But you know me as a person, but that's how I feel. So where would you go with that?
I be saying that's how you feel, yo. There's a lot of people say that. A lot, you know how many
Yeah.
people done said that over the last couple years,
I
yo? Like,
never heard it. I
not a
never
big
heard
deal.
of
I
them
don't feel
niggas
no
until
way. I feel like that's your
I
opinion. You got right to
never
say
heard
fuck that nigga.
right. I never heard of them niggas till I met you. And so it's not fuck them as in like I'm against them. I just like my daughter's right beside me. I don't need to teach her about them for her to succeed in life. So I don't know where we go past that.
I know. Hey, Smalls, you know where we go? Ask me the question. Did I teach my kids about any of that?
I don't know. Did you?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I just gave them scientific literacy. Listen, I just gave them scientific literacy, history, and they will find it when it's time for them to find it.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal. Yo, I don't get online and teach about Dr. Ben. What I do is respond to niggas saying, well, the nigga didn't know about evolution. So then I pull up a Dr. Ben book, right? When Reggie tried that shit, and we talk about that. And then I go back into chill mode. And then when you ask me how I feel about them niggas, I say I started with John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams, Shigant Diop, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you all the story. That's it, bro. So you can feel the way you want to feel, but you got a right to say that nigga's trash. Do you think that shit don't make me? I'm mad at you for that. I don't think you less of a person. Shit.
Yeah, because you know
I will tell you,
know
say
me as a
something wrong.
person.
I say you ain't read the nigga
Right.
book. If you say the nigga ain't promote Charles Darwin and then teach evolution, then I'll say Smalls don't know what the hell he talking about. And that's when the fight will start. Right there,
Okay.
you just lied. That's when the fight
That
starts.
would be
When
fair.
you start making up shit.
That would be fair. That would be fair. Yeah, I was just asking because, we can have these conversations. They can go over and over and this, that, and the other. But yeah, but like for people might not know where you stand, where you did. Like I have no problem. Like I talk to Uncle all the time. I don't rock with. Listen, my daughter's right beside me. I'm never teaching her about a goddamn Dr. Ben or Dr. John Henry Clark I'm not teaching her that shit. And so as long as I got from Unc that like it's okay,
That sounds
he
wild.
doesn't.
Whatever you about to say.
Get an anthropology book, Smalls.
Whatever
You get your daughter
I didn't even
anthropology.
finish.
sounds wild.
I didn't even finish though.
You said as long as I got it from
But you know, I
wild
ain't even
as
gonna
hell.
finish.
That's the
I'm not even gonna finish.
Yeah,
I'm not.
just saying, so you about to say something off the wall.
Now, why
I'm
you
trying to
saying that?
protect.
You don't know. All right.
I was already accused earlier of being an cheerleader, so now here
Yeah,
you go.
but as long as I got it from this level
Yeah,
of glaze.
that's what I was
Wow.
accused of.
So
But
wait,
going back to your
that's what
point,
you got
Smalls,
from
we don't have
everything
to
that I said?
we don't have to bring up Dr. Smalls or anybody like that in this current environment with our children. That was something that we, maybe depending on how old you are and what circles you were in, may have got something from them. But nowadays, you don't really need to bring them up, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be relevant for us to be teaching them about them today.
Right.
What you mean? What you saying? What you mean by that, Sister Sasha?
I'm gonna mute it out.
What I said 1,000 times is when we know better, we do better, right? And we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, meaning that we should not be stuck in 2025, the same place they was 20, 30, 40 years ago or whatever. We're supposed to have progressed. So we shouldn't have to bring them even up. That's what I'm saying. So you wouldn't be teaching your daughter about them, if that makes sense.
Don't make no sense, yo. I bring Dr. Ben up when crazy people who claim they fuck with Dr. Ben. I fuck with Dr. Ben, and y'all niggas is this, that, y'all Uncle Tom. And I say, well, wait a minute, nigga. You saying you come from Africa, right? And I'm saying I learned that through Dr. Ben and he talked about evolution, explaining how they came from Africa, and you talking shit about it, and you going against the very words the nigga was talking about. No, it didn't. You don't know what you're talking about.
I understand.
And then
I understand what you're saying, Unc, but I'm talking to the point that Smalls was saying is that should we teach our daughters or our children about it?
Not at all. For what?
What I'm saying is no, that's not necessary because we don't. It's just not necessary these days.
I agree with you. And
my only point.
Hold on,
and bringing
Small.
it up.
Hold on
Go
1
ahead,
second, Small.
go ahead.
1 second. Because I don't want you to get accused of being an UNC supporter. You neither sincere. What I will say is when you were supporting Tri-Media, nobody said that you a Brad supporter. We was like, damn, that's a good idea. Okay. Never said that. Because I'm thinking you supposed to support everybody if they making some motherfucking sense. So if you feel that way, I don't think you got to pick and choose who you support. So I've never said don't support this and don't support that. So I'm kind of surprised, yo, that somebody would even say that, yo. It's amazing to me, yo. But you know what, yo? I learn everything. I learn new shit every day, yo. All right. And Brass, I appreciate the class you gave us. Appreciate that on Uncle Tom and Uncle Russ. Appreciate
Well,
that.
hold on.
My
Does
man.
everybody get that I'm not on nobody's side? Because it seems like
I didn't thought you was. You talk about Brass and them niggas. Man, them niggas good, man.
I'm not.
I might not want to hear it when I listen. Listen.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
man.
talking about
I
right
ain't
now.
saying you pick yet. You niggas basically want us to get them out there. Don't drag us into your arguments with T-Rex. Like, I'm never tagging y'all niggas in the middle of the street. No, me and that nigga in the middle of the street. I'm never doing that. I'm never saying, because see, that would be disingenuous to me. Disingenuous, right? Like niggas ain't supporting me on shit. So I'm never that dude. Like I ain't get a full class, a couple classes on AI and different shit. That shit came from hits. How am I act like that ain't what happened? That shit just don't go away. The support Braxton gave to everybody, that shit don't go nowhere. Can't take that out of that man. Can't take that from him, no matter how mad I get at the nigga. Come on, man. I watch what I say, yo. I do. And then I know how to say shit when you be saying, was you really talking to me? I don't know. What you think? Did I say your name? No. Come on, man. I'm a straightforward nigga, yo. Hey, come on,
So I
man.
have a question for you and for Chief X since you're here, brother Chief
No,
X.
I don't want to talk to this nigga, man. This nigga
Yeah,
is
well, it's not,
Y'all
you
need
don't
to
have
be
to
like,
talk to
hey,
each
let's turn
other.
down the fire.
You don't have to talk to each other. You can just answer the question that I'm about to ask. So, do you think that there will ever be a time where you two can just,
he's a
you
bitch
know,
ass
have
nigga. I don't
some?
fuck with bitch ass
Oh, well,
niggas.
hold on. Now we're
Can
going
I
off
follow up?
track.
Can I follow up with your question,
We're
Sister
going
Saka?
off track here. Wait, I want the both of them to just mention. Now without going off the rails, can you just answer the question nicely? Because it seems to me, this is just me looking at it from a business sense. It seems like you have a lot of good content, some good viewership and all that stuff. If you guys can maybe, you can agree to disagree, but just not get personal. That's my
I'm
opinion.
gonna turn my camera on to follow up. As a matter of fact,
It's sincere.
Chief X,